Hello twin flames, thank you for being here, for liking, subscribing and all the amazing comments and feedback you leave me. It means the world, as you know, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, join our family because we're here for you every day, and every day I'm shuffling and I'm really excited today to bring in 3 decks of cards. Now I was going to use yesterday the Bounded Souls by Divine Essentials Bridget Rowe, but the angels never guided me to pick up that deck, so I'm going to bring in that deck today. I'm going to bring in the Indigo Angel Oracle and the Sacred Spirit Reading cards. And I love this because it's got a stag on. Now, the angels are asking me to remind you about the stag because the stag is the promise of union. But it's also the promise of the divine masculine's transformation. You know, back in kind of 2018, 2019, the masculine very clearly said, I'm going through a transformation over the next few years to be ready for you. And when we see different coloured stags, it's connected with what the masculine is experiencing at that time. Now, I went out yesterday and I saw green stags everywhere. You know, and yes, it's coming up to Christmas, so the stags around and all these things, but that's irrelevant. I saw green stags, and it's because right now the masculines are going through a healing. And this is very clear. Okay, the masculines are experiencing things in their physical body. They're going through ascension, they're going through fears, and that's manifesting in the physical self. So if you're seeing green stags and you don't know why, and I don't mean obviously jumping around in a field, you may see a green ornament of a stag or, you know, something green with a stag, and it's showing you that Archangel Raphael is healing the masculines right now to help them to become their best version for you and your future together. So if you're seeing different coloured stags, that's why. Now I have done a video that you'll find in the playlist, in the Twin Flames Everything You Need to Know playlist. You'll find a video in there about the colours of the stag. So I've already done that. If you've seen gold stags, silver stags, red stags, there's a reason why. Okay, so I feel you could see a stag of different colour because that's a big sign for your connection. But the stag is a real symbol of power, and that's what's coming through. So let's shuffle and see what's going on. I want to take this opportunity as well to say a big thank you to all of you for your love and support, for the PayPal donations, especially the little Christmas message ones I've been getting. It means so much. For everything you guys send to me and George, your love, your support, you know, your time, your energy, you know, even when you donate and stuff, it just means more than you know. So thank you for being you. So what's the energy then around the connection today? So I'm definitely feeling the stag today. I feel that if you aren't already seeing the stag, you're going to start to. And I know so many of you do see the stag. The energy, yeah, look at this jumping out, powerful. And you know, they're reminding me about the swan as well, because the swan is the energy of the divine feminine. The swan is the energy of the feminine. So jumping out here for the journey. The energy around the divine feminine straight out, and the energy around the divine masculines. Wow. Just seeing where they're jumping and falling there. Very powerful cards. Okay, just where's the card gone? Oh, wow, that's the card then. Amazing. Okay, that's the card then. I thought more than that had jumped out, but they haven't. Okay, I always do check very carefully around, you know, when cards jump out that way. So what's the energy then, please, angels? Look, I don't even have to say anything. They just come out the deck. I mean, this is the power not only of my connection with the angels, but your connection with the angels and your connection with your twin. Very powerful. If there is blocks in communication still in your connection, the stag is a sign of what's ahead. So the energy then around the connection is, look at this, my love is pure. And this is the innocent. So remember that you were both innocent because you're both learning. And you're both teachers and students of each other. And your love is pure. And that means your love for each other is unconditional. That means love is patient and kind because love does not demand its own way. And love does not hold any record of wrongs. So we're in this energy again today of compassion and forgiveness and healing. And remembering there is always a plan. We've got energy signature. It says the past is in the present. So remember, It's about healing the past. What I'm feeling with this is right now, too many of us, I say us because, I'm a divine feminine too, and, I go through these things too, but it's like too much right now. We are giving the past power over our present, and the past is gone. It can't be changed. It can only be accepted. It needs to be released now. And the past is playing a part in the masculine's future because they are letting it affect their future. So this is about the past being around the masculines right now. So in other words, I'm seeing this in many ways. The first thing I'm seeing is if masculines are in a relationship or married, so they share their signature with somebody in the physical world, that relationship in their mind is in the past because it's gone. Okay, they don't love that person, they don't want to be with that person, but they are allowing that person to remain in their presence. So they need to release that right now. And that's what they are taking care of. They are taking care of business to release that energy from their life so that they get their signature back. Okay, their name, so they're not sharing the same surname. I mean, obviously the signature's different, but you know what I mean. And the past is in the present. So you're being reminded that we can heal the past in the present moment. We can forgive now and release it now to heal the past. So don't allow what's happened in the past to affect your future by allowing it to remain in the now. Forgive and heal. The past is gone. We have to forgive to feel at peace. And we can do this through our energy signature. And that means by connecting with your twin in the 5D realm, connecting with them through meditation, closing your eyes and feeling their presence, and apologizing to them and saying, I'm sorry I forced you. I'm sorry I rushed you. I'm sorry that for myself, I'm sorry I felt vulnerable by you. I'm sorry I blamed you. So this is really about mutual respect through forgiveness. And we've got Dark Night of the Soul. Life brings new meaning. This is 11 energy. So the 1111 portal, it's been so powerful for all this change. Most of you have been saying, oh, it's been very heavy energy, or there's been things going on. So you know that it's been hard, but it's been worth it. So you know that there's been a lot of releasing going on. And the Dark Night of the Soul is when we go into the real depths of the darkness to access the things that need to change. And that's where we are now. So we're fighting for a way out, to find our way towards a new beginning, towards a future. And I spoke about this in the masculine reading too, because, the masculines are going through it a little bit physically today. So he's trying to find his way out of the dark times. So the 11 energy is reminding you, that you are not alone. In November, you are not alone as we go through these things, as we find our way out of the darkness into the light, as we release the past and take care of it now. You already know. So maybe you're thinking, is he going to reach out to me? Are we meant to be together? Does he love me? You already know, Divine Feminine. You already know. It's just the ego that makes you think that you don't, or brings in that doubt or fear, or makes you question things. You know that you belong. You know you are twin flames. You know they love you. You know that what you feel is real. So trust in that. If you're asking a question right now, why am I seeing 1111? Why am I seeing this or that? You already know. All you have to do is access the knowledge and the wisdom and the information within. You have a powerful gut instinct. This is the divine feminine power. And the masculine knows that you are the one. They already know that. You know that you are not alone because you are surrounded by heavenly assistance. You also know that when you are in the quiet times in the distance, you're being reminded to trust. You're learning how to trust. So you're not alone. Remember, your masculine during the silent times is teaching you to trust them to return because you already know they will in your heart and soul. To trust in the love because you already do in your heart and soul. And if you've got time to worry, you've got time to pray. So prayer will help you. You're not alone. You're surrounded by love, trust. So I really feel today the feminine could be feeling a little bit alone. You may be missing your twin today. But remember, what all you need is your connection with self and source, because your masculine is part of you and lives in you. And your creator and your angels give you everything else you need. And the masculine is learning to trust himself, to take control of his life, to explore a future, to explore the new, to step into the unknown and move into uncertain times. And the bridge is also about meeting up on the 5D realm and coming back together. The bridge is about better times. Now, what they're reminding me of here is, in a reading not too long ago, I used the Archangel Power Tarot cards. And in that deck, if it was close by, I'd go and get it right now, but I haven't got it. But in that deck, there's a card that I shared with you guys. You know, we pulled the card out and it was the masculine about to step onto a bridge. Now, Archangel Raphael was on the other side of that bridge saying, come over here. It's calm here, it's nice here, it's better here. And really that's like you saying, come here, come and be with me over here, because it's much nicer here than where you are now. But the card where the masculine was about to step on the bridge was like his mind was flooded and crowded with uncertainty, fear of stepping onto the bridge, not sure what it means, what would happen. And Archangel Raphael was saying it's okay. Well, now he's on the bridge, you see. Now he's stepped onto that bridge. So now he's walking across that bridge. Now that may be a small bridge or it may be a huge bridge like Brooklyn Bridge. But he's going to get to the other side and you're on the other side. So everything the masculine wants and desires is on the other side of fear. Everything you want and desire is on the other side of fear or doubt or illusion. So trust the love. He's saying to you, I am on my way. I am now exploring things as I move forward. So for the masculine today, we've got freedom. So what's he exploring? He's exploring his freedom. He's letting you know, Divine Feminine, what you already know, that he needs to find his freedom to be with you. He needs to feel at peace. And also he's living light energy, see the beauty in life. And I love that we've got the 25 energy. So I've been speaking about cycles. And now from 2020 to 2024, this journey is manifesting and moving forward. So 2025, your masculine is living in his light energy, saying, wow, I see the beauty in life. So this is a real kind of preview of what's going on in 2025, that you're going to be helping the world together, doing that in union, living the best life. Now, don't get triggered by that date and think, oh no, here we go again. It's being pushed farther ahead. And that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in 2025, this is your promise from heaven, that your masculine is going to be living in a much lighter energy, and he's going to be seeing the beauty in his life. That means he's going to be living a life of beauty with someone he sees as beautiful, which is you, living his best life. So this is showing you between now and then, everything's falling into place. We've got the reality perfectly imperfect. So everything is as it's meant to be right now. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. So the masculines are facing their reality and they are realising what is working in their life and what isn't working in their life. And we've got, I melt in your presence, the sweetness. So your masculine is saying, when I'm with you, I melt. I melt in your sweetness. Now, sweetness is about kindness, the fruit of the spirit, gentle, loving energy, giving. This is you, Divine Feminine, in your power. Okay, not when you're in bitterness. When we're in bitterness, we're trying to control everything. We're in fear, we're shouting at them, we're blaming things on them. That's not a sweet energy. So the masculine is saying to you, when you're operating in your sweetness, which is your Divine Feminine power, that doesn't mean you're a walkover. It doesn't mean, you get used or abused. It means that's your natural state in love. Operating in love, he's saying, I melt at your feet, I melt in your presence. You melt me. So he goes to pieces. He can't hide himself when you're operating in that energy. So when you operate in your high light, Divine Feminine, giving, being kind, loving, and I don't mean to your masculine, I mean in general, operating in positivity, being a leader, being in the energy of love. And you can do that and set natural boundaries at the same time. So if your masculine's hurting you, you don't need to be, oh, it's going to be okay. I don't mean if your masculine is shouting at you that you just let it happen and say, you know, it means you just put your energy elsewhere. Why do you have to put up with that? You don't. But killing them with kindness is the key, as Selena Gomez said. Kill them with kindness. That's the only weapon you need. So put down the weapons you fight with and kill them with kindness. So be gentle, be loving, rise above it. Don't take it personally. Work on you. And when you're operating in that higher light, your masculine melts. He can't be hard and cool and cold around that energy. He has to thaw out. He has to melt and thaw out. He's going to get colder if you're being cold to him. So he's saying, I'm melting your sweetness. So that's a sign about being in the energy of the fruit of the Spirit. So the energy around the feminine. Now this is really powerful. We've got pray, because this is really what this card is showing to you. You are not alone. You may feel like you're on your own. You may feel like you're going through it on your own, but you're not alone. You have help and support from heaven. Now, sometimes we pray for assistance and then we stumble upon a reading that really resonates with us, or we resonate with people around us, or we're guided somewhere. And I feel a lot of you lately have been guided here for this reason. Maybe you've been praying for help or asking for assistance. And the thing is, it's not just the fact that we do daily readings here that help. It's the fact that you have a community here daily of like-minded people who get you. You're not alone. In our life as a divine feminine, it can be very hard sometimes because we're awake and aware and we know our truth. And people don't share our same values or opinions, or, you know, people don't think the same way as us in our reality because they're still plugged into the matrix, or they don't quite understand, or they are living a different life or a different journey. Whereas here, even though it's online and we are an online community, we know each other better than anybody else. And we're here to support each other, help each other, and be there for each other in the good and the bad, because you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And luckily, when you're having a good day, you can help someone when they're having a bad day. And luckily, when you're having a bad day, someone is going to be having a good day and they can help you. So it's about give and take. And we've got shielding. So you're also being reminded that this is the perfect time now to shield yourself. You know, there is a lot of craziness going on in the world. There's a lot of negative energy out there. Shield yourself. And remember, you're being protected. So feminines, if you feel you're struggling, if you feel things are coming at you, shield yourself. And you may want to do a cleansing. And I shared a full moon cleansing, you know, the other day, where you can light a candle and, you know, put everything into that candle to release it out in all directions of time, in all ways, shapes and forms. But shielding can also be as easy as calling on Archangel Michael. And I feel Archangel Michael around the twins today. He's definitely around the divine masculine, but he's also shielding you from harm, divine feminine, and asking you to feel at peace. We've got illuminate the shadow and mindful wisdom. So it says, create inner harmony. And the way that we create inner harmony is by looking for balance, seeing the harmony in the situation through the eyes of love, not fear. And the way we do that is when we illuminate the shadow. It says, focus on a solution. So instead of thinking how bad everything is, think, how can I sort this out? How can I make things better? Now, you may not be able to sort things out with your twin in this moment because you may feel it's the right thing to give them space and you want them to reach out to you. But you are telepathic beings, so you can sort things out in, you know, the 5D realm, or through telepathy, or through connecting with them and sending them love in some spiritual way. And then you illuminate to the truth, and also seeing through the illusion, realizing there's always a plan, there's always a bigger picture. So the eyes there, you see, are the windows of the soul. And this is about opening up your third eye, connecting with your clair awareness, you know, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your clair, you know, audience, your claircognizance. It's about connecting in that way. And we've got this gorgeous owl, which has only just come into awareness in my kind of peripheral vision or whatever it's called, because I was only meant to see in this moment. And the owl is a great sign of power, especially while we're in Scorpio season. So during this last week of Scorpio season, remember, you are always learning and growing. You are gaining wisdom and power, and you're learning to see through the illusion. You're learning to see from all points of view and all sides of the coin, from a higher perspective. You're learning that the darkness creates the way. We go through the darkness to find the light. And we've got, you've made big waves in my little pool, the splash. So you turn up splashing around. Okay, what's that song? Is it in Greece? You know, where they're singing, you know, tell me more, tell me more. He showed up splashing around, you know, because he made an entrance. So in other words, you made an entrance when you entered their life, and they made an entrance when they entered your life. You showed up, divine feminine, splashing around, and you've made big waves in my little pool. So the reason why we make big waves is because that's how change occurs. Okay? With great things comes great responsibility. From a small acorn, a mighty tree will grow. So your masculine is saying to you, you know, you've changed my life in huge ways. You've made big waves in my small pond. So in other words, you know, they may have had a small-minded way of thinking and been living in a small way before, but now you've expanded their mind. You've helped them to see that they can achieve great things, that they are capable of great things, because you showed up splashing around. And we've got, you bring out the geek in me. And, you know, you bring out the geek in me. It means sometimes we are a bit foolish and weird in front of our twin, around our twin. You know, the geek in us. You know, we can act like that nerdy person who falls over and hurts themselves. And, you know, is everyone looking at me? Like I think about school. And this really reminds me of, thank you, angels. You know, this morning when I was eating my breakfast, I always see signs that are connected with the collective, and it stuck in my mind, and I was going to talk about it, but then, you know, the angels bring it back into my mind at the right time. They showed me this morning a flock of birds. Okay, there was a flock of birds flying around, and they were so graceful and beautiful and, you know, in you know, order with it, like how they were flying. You know what it's like when you see a, you know, flock of birds. It's all, you know, as it's meant to be. And then this pigeon just come out of nowhere. It wasn't flying with the birds, but it just come out of nowhere and flopped about. And it reminded me of this, you know. Think about at school, you've got the it crowd, you know, the in crowd, and then you've got that one nerd who kind of stands out a little bit. And you may be that nerd. I was that nerd, or that geek, or that weirdo, or, you know, that loopy one, or, you know, but you know what? When we are like that, we shine. We don't have to conform like the crowd or the big flock of birds that's doing everything right. We can just flop in and do our own thing. And that's what makes us splash. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us special, because we don't have to try to fit in and be perfect like the other birds flying around. We just do our own thing. And there was so much beauty in that pigeon in that moment, because it's not as light, or, you know, it's not like the other birds, but it's so beautiful and special and unique. So it's okay to be that pigeon sometimes. It's okay to make mistakes and fail and fall on your face and flop about, because you'll get back up stronger, and your masculine sees you. You know, you may feel like a geek or nerdy or weird, but to your masculine, you are the most perfect creature, like that gorgeous swan. So you may see yourself as an ugly duckling, but they see you as a beautiful swan. You see? So you're perfect for your twin. And you taught me how to truly love the nurturer. So, you know, this is reminding you that you are the divine feminine, and your masculine teaches you through the pain and all the things that come with this journey to truly love. And that means to truly love everyone and everything, just the way it is, just the way they are, with unconditional love, to be kind and gentle, and to have compassion and understanding. And I'm no longer afraid to stand my ground, the evolution. I am no longer afraid. And that's you, Divine Feminine. You are no longer afraid. You are standing your ground and standing up for who you are and what you want. And that's bringing in power. I know who I am. So be okay with being the pigeon. Be okay with being different. Be okay with it, because it means you are something special. And now when I look back and think at school, the hard time I got, being bullied and people calling me Medusa because my hair was big and calling me Loopy Liz and all the things, it's powerful because it's made me who I am. I'd much rather be a pigeon, a Loopy Liz, a weirdo, than be someone stuck in the crowd and conforming and doing things the way everyone else does. Because I'm a leader, and you are a leader, Divine Feminine, and you are certainly a leader in your masculine's life because you showed up splashing around. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.